Alright, this is video number 2 this morning. Talking more about, I've categorized and everything on the wool. I told you guys I was going to go ahead and dress a bit the way I might dress if I'm going to go out and, get firewood or whatever. But anyway, I've categorized and written down everything here, like I said in the last video, and we're going to go over that next. Right now, I'm just going to go over, I've got 100% wool socks on that the people in Mongolia made for me. I got some socks from them in the past, and then I told them, hey, I'd really like to have 100% wool socks that go up to the knees. And so, lo and behold, they made them, right? So I told them that, and they made them. So I got several pairs of those. And they actually have reindeer worked into around the top of each one. They worked that into the design, which is pretty cool. If any of you guys want 100% wool socks from Mongolia, let me know. I'm sure that I could get some for you because I have an in. So anyway, they're good socks. I've been wearing them for a while. They're well insulating. They're not super thick. They're not super thin either. I think that they will go very well with all of the footwear that I have. This is not an ad. I'm just letting you know. Okay. So, I'm wearing an 80% waffle knit underwear top. I've got regular old tartan underwear on underneath. Okay. Then I've got these old Swedish Army wool trousers. These are 83 years old. And okay. So here is one of the other old Woolrich 100% wool sweater jumpers. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Going to start sweating bullets here in a few minutes, I think. Because even though it's only 25 degrees Fahrenheit, man, yeah, I think you guys understand what I'm talking about. So this is one of the ones that I talked about in another video that I had stored back. They don't make this no more. It's not real heavy. Was not real expensive either. So I got these for working in around the house, basically. That's what I got them for. And then, of course, I've got my nicer ones from Scotland and Ireland and Germany that I wear otherwise. Alright, so I've got this wool sweater jumper. I'm going to go ahead and button her up. I have a cashmere scarf there. You guys have seen in the other video there. Actually, got a couple of cashmere scarves on the way to add to my outerwear. All right, so this is my Woolrich Mackinaw Timber Cruiser coat. This is 90 years old. Okay, so been in the closet. It's a little musty. I'm gonna have to go ahead and demust it. Actually, I was thinking I probably ought to go ahead and put some baking soda in a tray or something, stick it in that closet, because I got a few wool items in there. But anyway, so this coat weighs 5 pounds. This wool coat weighs 5 pounds. Alright? So just letting you know. Look at one of my old beard hairs there. Yeah, things never change, do they? So this is the Woolrich. This is a Woolrich mackinaw timber cruiser coat. It's got the map pocket in the back. This is not for game animals like some people keep saying. They used to carry a lot of maps in the back there because a timber cruiser was somebody who worked, you know, they went out and they basically they figured out what kind of trees were out there, where they were, and all that stuff, and they worked with the Forest Service and with the timber companies. Right? That's what they would do back in the day. And they needed a coat that would keep them warm, and they needed a coat. It wasn't too long because originally this came out of the military's greatcoat, which was long, and they said, "Oh, that's just getting in the way. I'm trying to get through the woods, whatnot." Okay. So anyway, these are lined. Okay, these are lined. What kind of lining? I don't know. Has cuffs. There's cuffs in the sleeves. Okay, so there's wool cuffs in there as well. I like to just take my cuffs of my sweater / jumper and pull them out through there a little bit, and getting my cuffs confused here. Alright, so I like to pull that out just a little bit so I, you know, if I'm reaching for something, I'm not getting crazy there. So as you can see, these older ones, they're very heavy. This is a quote-unquote single, right, or just a mackinaw cruiser coat, not a double. But I guarantee you, this coat weighs 5 pounds. Go and weigh one of these new double mackinaws from Filson or Stormy Cromer and tell me how much it weighs, right? Alright, so it's button. Get these old red buttons, which I kind of like, you know, different. It's a button-up coat, so if something happens, you can always just sew a new button on. You know, there ain't no zipper to deal with. Getting hot. My fingers don't work very well anymore. I've had frostbite a couple times, so you have to bear with me a little bit. So, these days I can't get this top one buttoned. And also this piece here, it comes off, you could move it around. This thing here is supposed to grab onto the collar over here, close it up tight for you, but you know, my neck and beard and everything here just kind of gets in the way. I figure I'll just make another one and, you know, go like that. If I'm gonna do a cape and whatnot, I may as well go ahead and do a couple other things. I know I'm gonna make a wind skirt to go in here. It's never had one, but since I've was introduced to the wind skirt and other garments over the years, definitely it's something worthwhile to put into your coat if it doesn't have one, because it will keep the heat in and the cold out and the wind out, right? Wind skirt. Just remember that. So this particular coat, I've got full movement here, unlike my old Navy pea coat that's in there in the other room. That one, you know, you don't got this freedom of movement. You know, it's more or less just to look at, you know, It's more or less just for warmth, moving about, not out in the wilderness, you know. Alright, so, where was I? Okay, I was talking about this particular mackinaw coat versus newer mackinaw coats, and I wanted a double mackinaw because I thought it would be like this, but just thicker and heavier. But when I saw that regular mackinaw Stormy Chromer at that store a few weeks ago, I was very disappointed. I thought, man, this is like a shirt. So anyway, here's my cashmere scarf. So since I can't button the top anymore because I'm older and heavier and whatnot, got a bigger neck, lifted weights and stuff like that, right? So you could go ahead and pull that up with a scarf. So this is a pashmina wool scarf, and you could do that. Okay, now I'm really getting warm. This is a 100% wool watch cap, knit watch cap on the top. Alright, so this is what it looks like. And I decided to get this back out because we're getting ready to get a real cold front come up. So we'll see. We'll see how cold it gets. Yeah, it was snowing this morning here, but it's like 20-something degrees. Right. So if you're looking at wool coats and you're constantly looking for Filson, like, you know, and you're looking at Stormy Chromer. Stormy Chromer is harder to find anything on the used market. I don't know how long they've been making Mackinaw Cruiser coats. I don't. Just being honest about that. But the Filson, I was looking for old, okay, vintage, right? Because it's going to be heavier if it's vintage. And I was looking for double Mackinaw, and all I find is sizes like 36 through 46 or 48, something like that. I need bigger than that. You know, I've got big shoulders and big chest. You know, I gotta have a bigger coat, right? You know, so anyway, I'm gonna get out of this, and we'll come back. We'll talk more about the rest of this list of stuff here. So anyway, I wanted to just go ahead and dress for you a little bit here. I'm probably just gonna take off this underwear top as well and put on a regular long sleeve shirt. I may even just take these wool trousers off because I'm getting hot. Yeah, I'm dressed for 40 below right now, so if you guys got any questions, if you decide you want to look for this wool Mackinaw Timber Cruiser from Woolrich, the older ones have a smaller pocket on the right chest pocket here. Okay, this was for a compass. That was for a compass because when they were out there surveying, looking at the timber and whatnot, they put that as a built-in compass pocket there. So I believe it's 1950 and before they had that smaller pocket on the right side there. If you're looking at it, it'll be opposite, it'll be on your left. But that will be an indicator that it's a real vintage from it's either believe it's 1950, it might be 1960 and before. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Come back at you in another